If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below, and hit also the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my new videos. From 1914 to 1915, Felix Manalo single-handedly established 9 local congregations in Manila and Rizal Province. At the end of 1915, the church has 4 local congregations in Manila, the capital city of the Philippines, 1 in Santa Ana District, and the 3 in Tondo District, and 5 congregations in Rizal Province, 1 in Taguig, 1 in Pateros, and 3 in Pasig. A detailed discussion of the history of the Iglesia Ni Cristo from 1914 to 1915 is presented in the Part 1 of this series. If you have not yet watched the Part 1 of this series, Iglesia Ni Cristo History, from 1914 to 1915, we put the link at the description below. At the end of 1915, Manalo decided to establish the first central office at the residence of Leoncio Javier in Deodato Street, Tondo, Manila. This also served as the residence of the executive minister of the church. Manalo also established the weekly ministerial conference or ministerial class, called Clase in Filipino. Until this day, every ecclesiastical district of the church conduct regular weekly conference still called Clase. This also served as ministerial training program for church workers in the pioneering years of the church. The establishment of the central office and the weekly ministerial class opened a new chapter in the history of the Iglesia Ni Cristo. In this video we present the history of the Iglesia Ni Cristo from 1915 to 1918. This is only an academic discussion. We do not intend to prove or disprove anything about this organization, but only to have a glimpse of its history, the beginning, growth and development. Early months of 1916. In the weekly ministerial conference or clase, Manalo taught to the church workers the lesson or sermon, called leksyon or texto in Tagalog, which they will also teach to the congregational worship service in each corresponding week. Manalo himself prepared these lessons. After a while, those who already capable of officiating worship service were given worship service assignment, called suguan in Tagalog. Thus, the suguan, or worship service assignment, and the uniformity in the lessons taught every congregational worship were established. March 1916. In the beginning, Manalo write on the blackboard the lesson outline, and the church workers copy it. Eventually, Honorata, wife of Manalo, devised a novel copying method, a crude gulaman or gelatin press, to produce copies of lesson outline to be given to church workers. However, it was a labor-consuming process. In March 1916, Marcelo Lehman, a ministerial trainee employed in a printing house, suggested that the lessons be reproduced in printed form. Manalo agreed and the first printed lessons came out on March 26, 1916. Second quarter of 1916. According to a pioneering minister, Benjamin Santiago Sr., he testified that the first house of worship was already been built and the children's worship service was already existing during that year, 1916. The first house of worship was made of light materials like bamboo and kugan. It was built at Gabriela Street, Tondo, Manila. Since then, it became the place where the weekly ministerial class was held. Also in the summer of 1916, the church reached the province of Bulacan, establishing the first local congregation of Bulacan, which is also the first local congregation of Central Luzon. Manalo sent Justino Casanova and Santiago Lopez to Tabe, Guiguinto, Bulacan. The first evangelical mission was held at the residence of Benedicto Lopez. After a few nights of conducting evangelical missions, the first baptism was held. About 30 were baptized. Immediately after the first baptism, the worship service was established. Thus, the locale of Tabe was established with Santiago Lopez as the first resident church worker. Last quarter of 1916. In the last quarter of 1916, Manalo himself, accompanied by a church worker, went to Taytay, Rizal, to establish a missionary work in the area. After a few nights of conducting evangelical mission, the pioneer members of Taytay were baptized. Immediately after the first baptism, the worship service in that area was established. However, Taytay was officially established as a local congregation only in 1918. Another province in central Luzon region was reached by the church in the year 1917. Manalo, accompanied by a church worker, went to the town of Peñaranda, in the province of Nueva Ecija, and conducted an evangelical mission which many people attended. After that, Manalo left the church worker to continue the missionary work in Nueva Ecija. After a few weeks, Manalo sent another church worker to help in the missionary work in Nueva Ecija. This resulted in the establishment of the locale of San Lorenzo, in the town of Gapan in 1917. The locale of Peñaranda was established only in 1919. In the same year, the locale of Mandaluyong was established, the 12th locale congregation of the Iglesia Ni Cristo in the Philippines. Also in 1917, the central office was transferred from Diosdado Street, Tondo, Manila, to Sanda Street, also in Tondo, Manila. However, after a few months, the central office was again transferred, from Sanda Street to Azcaraga Street, now Recto Avenue, also in Tondo, Manila. First quarter of 1918. Another province in central Luzon region was reached by the church in 1918, the province of Pampanga. In the summer of 1918, Manalo sent Benito Simbilio, Bernardo Turla and Raimundo Monsilangan to Pampanga. The three established a missionary work in San Isidro, of the town of Bacolor. They succeeded in establishing the first locale congregation in Pampanga, the locale of San Isidro, Bacolor. Second quarter of 1918. After the establishment of the locale of San Isidro, Bacolor, Bernardo Turla went to another village in Bacolor. In April of 1918, Turla established a missionary work in Talba, Bacolor. He succeeded in converting a handful of people, mostly his relatives. After the baptism, the worship service was immediately established. However, Talba was officially established as a local congregation only in January 1920. In May 1918, Turla went to Santa Barbara, Lubao to establish a missionary work in the area. But, the congregational worship service in that place was established only in April 1920. Third quarter of 1918. Manalo sent Justino Casanova to the town of Malaban, then was under the province of Rizal. Casanova established a missionary work in Tinajeros, a village of Malaban. After successfully converting 30 souls, the congregational worship service was established. The locale of Tinajeros was officially established on October 2, 1918. Last quarter of 1918. The First World War ended on November 11, 1918. In October 1918, Monsilugan was sent to the town of Santo Tomas, Pampanga. After establishing missionary works in that area, the locale of Santo Tomas was established in December 1918. The locale of Santo Tomas is the second locale congregation established in Pampanga. Also in December of 1918, Taytay was officially established as a locale congregation. On December 25, 1918, pastors of the denomination called Disciples of Christ recognized the achievements of the Iglesia Ni Cristo. At the Scene Gloria Theater, in Pretil, Tondo, Manila, they presented to Felix Manalo a plaque of recognition as an outstanding evangelist. One of the signatories was the American missionary, Leslie Wolf. Although there were leaders of other religions recognizing the achievements of the Iglesia Ni Cristo, but others reacted negatively. Persecution against the Iglesia Ni Cristo intensified. The church received numerous challenges for a formal religious debate from leaders and pastors of different religions. In Taytay, for example, a Roman Catholic priest challenged the church in a formal religious debate. The debate was held on December 1918, in the town plaza. Justino Casanova and Felix Manalo faced the Roman Catholic priest in the said debate. At the end of 1918, the Iglesia Ni Cristo already established 16 local congregations in Manila, the capital city of the Philippines, in the province of Rizal, and in 3 provinces of central Luzon, namely, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, and Pampanga. Please also watch part 3 of this series, Iglesia Ni Cristo History, from 1919 to 1924. We put the link at the description below. Please leave a comment below. If you find this video informative and helpful, please give it a like and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will not miss any of our new videos.